Hello and welcome in to the broadcast booth here at stunning Sturmel Stadium. It's a triple header Tundra and Golden today as Utah United faces Flatirons FC on away soil. My name is Holden Buckley, walking you through all the action today alongside Arnav Pogrel. Starting it off, two scrappy academy teams, Flatirons FC 0-9 on the season, their season finale after a 3-1 loss to the Switchbacks at Sturmel. Utah United 2-2-3, traveling all the way from Utah, coming off a 1-1 tie against Storm just a couple days ago. Arnav, what are you expecting to see out of this matchup, and what do we see out of Flatirons FC in their last matchup versus the Switchbacks?
It wasn't horrible. All things considered from Flatirons FC, battled hard against Switchbacks. It's a good Switchbacks team that train almost every single day, run by a professional team down there in Springs. And for the most part, Flatirons have done a good job of playing defensive soccer, sticking to the game plan. We saw it against Real. The team almost picked up its first point, gave up a goal in the 91st minute of action against Real Colorado, a team they lost to 4-1 earlier in the season. So things have gone up for this Academy League side. And then a tough loss to Albion 8-1, missing two key players on red card suspensions. Jake Hunter's back in the lineup for this Academy side. So it'll be interesting to see how this team plays against a Utah team that is missing some of its top goal scorers. Eli Lorenzo scored 2 against Flatirons in the reverse fixture out in Utah, and he's not in the lineup today. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays into effect today as well.
Could not agree more. Flatirons FC, the home field advantage might be coming into play here. They have a lot of their key guys starting off. Jacob Timms, Abeda and Calkins, all goal scorers. And then Utah United, again, Gerald Devalle starting in midfield for them. Alvarado Morales got that lone goal against Storm. Jesse Lorenzo Herrera, starting center back. He's got a goal on the season as well. But, I mean, considering Utah United scored 13 goals on the season, 10 of those goals came from guys that either decided not to travel or are taking the rest of the season off. But, again, 13 goals scored, 11 goals allowed. Team that's really had a lot of historical success across all three levels, from League 2 to women's play, and now the Academy team, a couple winning seasons in 2025 and 2024. As we start off quickly here, Utah United takes control to start.
This is a positive sign from Flatirons early on. Loving the long ball off the kickoff, winning a free kick in a dangerous spot, and it allows the offense to get some key heads up front. Seth Hurdle, Jake Hunter, two collegiate experienced players who can use their heads to their advantage here on a set piece.
Yeah, probably quickest penalty shot we've seen at Sturmel in a hot second. See where this one ends up. The kick sent into the box and then cleared off by Utah.
Don't know how I feel about that one from Jacob Timms. Played it on the ground. You've got a couple of tall guys in the box to head it into.
Play on the near side, battling. Utah takes control of it for the time being on the near side. Oh, this ball just going to be reset. Back to Utah goalkeeper Speyer, rising sophomore at Snow College. He's been a guy that they can lean on. 5 games played, 5 games started in their last 5. Plays the whole game pretty much all the time, and now it's Utah with their first opportunity offensively. This one sent into the box, poked up. That one lofted away over the net. So not too much of a test for Furtado Morgan, goalkeeper for Flatirons, 17 years old, senior goalkeeper at Monarch. Monarch team, a solid one in this Flatirons soccer landscape. 22 goals allowed, 66 saves in his senior season.
Kyne's done a great job developing with Flatirons over the past couple of seasons. Plays as much club soccer as he can in the area. Headed to Pfeiffer University in the fall, so excited to see how he does, developing with a very stellar Division III program, and one that Flatirons has sent a couple of players to now. Last year, Chase Smith went there, spent the season there, and now Furtado Morgan's headed out to the East Coast as well.
So Brayson Webb in the game early at the forward position. We'll see this ball sailed out. Utah continues control. Made a couple quick substitutions. Both teams Ball around midfield. I think Utah coming into this one is going to try to play it slow. And we know that Flatirons FC is still just looking for that first win of the season. Utah, because they're not traveling their players, they could be looking to just settle this season out, make sure guys are developing the way they like, and they play their final 2 games across pretty much 2 months of play. So we'll see a lot of roster turnover in that time. And we'll see how they're able to adapt to that.
Yeah, next up it's on July 15th or the 14th, I believe, that week. But then you have all of the collegiate players heading back.
First opportunity on near side. Utah settles for the extra pass. No attacking lanes just yet. So Utah going to settle almost all the way back out to the starting circle. They're going to try another drive in. Back out to Hernandez. In this back line, Utah United defense been pretty strong all season. Like we mentioned, only gave up 11 goals. It's the offense that's been looking for something as this shot sails past the right post.
And for a team that is second from last, only above Flatirons in the Mountain Division standings, they do have a positive goal differential. Real Colorado above them is at -1, but Utah's at +2, scored 13, only allowed 11 this season. And, well, of those 13, 5 of them came in the reverse fixture at Utah Valley University.
Yeah, really interesting. Looking at that 5-1 dominant win over Flatirons. Flatirons on the road. Eli LaRosa was the MVP with 2 goals, but Utah over Flatirons. Taylor Hurley and Cade Davis also found the net. LaPara delivered a 1-goal allowed game, but as we see, you don't recognize many of those names because none of them are starting in the starting lineup for Utah, and then also Speyer in goal, so it's almost a completely different game than that one that we saw earlier. And 2 teams in very different situations as we have quick action off the break, cleared out by Utah. That ball bounces towards center. Now it's Utah with a 5-on-5. Out to the near side. Not too much there. Going to reset back.
Great challenge by Barbosa. You mentioned the 5-on-5. Utah's done well in transition, and Barbosa read it well, came sliding in to put a stop to that counterattack.
This ball sent right to Flatirons, and now Flatirons with a chance to reset, try to put themselves in attacking position. Back to Furtado Morgan. Ball sent to center field, and now to the running Webb. Webb not able to catch up with it. That ball goes out of bounds on the near side. It's a throw in now for Utah. Nearly picked off, but controlled in the backfield. Avery Price had it for a second. This ball well sent. See if Utah can catch up with it. They can on the far side. Tried to send it closer into the box. Luckily kept a handle on it as this ball is sent in. Furtado Morgan dives. Can't catch up to it, but that ball to the left of the goalpost. And Flatiron survives.
Again, well-worked counter by Utah. Did well to move things around, catch Flatirons out on the break, and an even better shot at the end of it by Rogers. So McKay Rogers coming up from right back and making an impact there. And immediately, again, a poor possession from Flatirons and another chance for Utah to move forward.
Utah's found their possession early, and we'll see. I mean, Furtado Morgan, up and down season for him, but developing well, and it would mean the world for this Flatirons team. A lot of these starters from day one to get their first win in their season finale as this ball's sent up. Good opportunity, but kicked away.
And again, it's that defensive recovery that you get from having 2 older, experienced center backs that have played a season of collegiate soccer. Seth Hurdle from Willamette, Jake Hunter at Colorado Northwestern Community College. Both of them gaining that experience. It shows off here because they know how to position themselves. They know where to be to stop those promising attacks.
It's been Matias Torres Sanchez getting most of the touches in the penalty box for Utah. Now corner kick incoming. Another solid opportunity. They decide to play it short. Now back up to the far side. This one's sent near the penalty box. Flatirons has a handle on it for now. And a well-controlled ball by Flatirons sent up nice and high. Jacob Hunter had a nice foot on it. Now Flatirons an opportunity as going down is Jacob Timms. He's back on his feet, but does mean that Utah gets the turnover.
Again, it's Timms looking on the breakout. There's a foul called in that Flatirons transition. Hunter read it well, just stopped the ball with his hand and then tried to kick it long. Timms has the pace to beat a couple of players, and he has beat a couple of players this Academy League season. He picked up an assist in the Academy League's first goal of the season against Real Colorado early in May, just by beating someone down the right flank and firing it across. So that's what they'll be looking for all game long, is Jacob Timms to just run down that left flank and create some opportunities.
Absolutely. You're also looking at Troy Brown, who just has not seen as much action as you'd hope. I mean, he had a 31-goal 2025 high school campaign at Jefferson Academy. This is a guy that they know is a bona fide goal scorer. And now it's Utah on the offensive. This one sent to the near side for Torres Sanchez. Sanchez trying it. That one through the legs and to the left of the goal. But again, Torres Sanchez just being fed the ball on both sides, really. He's been switching it up and trying to make the most of it. Just hasn't been able to find Twine just yet.
It's so dangerous when you have a player that can play on both sides, move around, create some chaos for a back line, because you'll have someone track him as he runs across, and then all of a sudden players are pulled out of position. So it's important that the Flatirons back line just continues to communicate where he is at all times.
Absolutely right. So that one finds the back of the net. Early action for Utah. Carter Archuleta to kick off scoring. Rising sophomore at Snow College, 3-goal first year there. And he puts Utah United on the board early, around the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, good move by Archuleta. First off, it's the pickoff in midfield by Utah to move play forward. I believe it was Price who got that first interception. And then transition. That's what Utah's lived on today. Found opportunities. We were expecting that ball to come to Sanchez on the near side, and Utah did a good job of not playing to him and feeding him and rather laying off Archuleta. It's a great finish as well. Tucked it home in the bottom left corner.
So it's Archuleta's first goal of his young season. Played 3 games so far, only 180 minutes, and he's got to be thrilled to put one under his belt in what could be his final couple games of the season if he decides to travel back out for those late games in July and August. This ball's sent up. Flatirons trying to return the favor. Well cleared by Utah. Trying to keep a handle on this ball. It's headed out of bounds. It's going to go back to Utah. We've seen a lot of action from Brayson Webb on this near side, trying to establish a presence in the midfield, give Flatirons a couple more opportunities as Utah once again takes control, navigating defenders, and now it's a foot race on the near side, going in low. Holy cow. Nick Barbosa took down, looked to be Jesse Lorenzo Herrera on that low shot, and ref's going to have a conversation with them.
I thought Barbosa got a majority of the ball there, but even when you do get control on the ball, it's not one where you can't go through a player to get to the ball, and that's exactly what Barbosa did there.
Absolutely right. Torres Sanchez had a handle on it for a second, taken away by Flatirons. It was Jacob Timms, right place, right time. Now it's all Flatirons. This ball sent long far side, sails out of bounds. Nothing much there for Flatirons, and Utah once again on just these slightly less than well-placed balls. Another opportunity. You want to start seeing some better shaped possessions as Jacob Tim sort of slightly lowers the guy down in far midfield. Utah's going to keep this one. And it's sent out to the near side. Hernandez has it, passes to the driver, and once again, you're looking at Torres Sanchez. They've been leaving him open a little bit too much. It's Torres Sanchez navigating through traffic. 3 men to beat. He can't get it. Flatirons forces the turnover. Man, Torres Sanchez, do not be surprised if this guy gets on the board before half, because he has been receiving almost every single pass and every offensive scheme that Utah has tried to put forth. He's just got such good dribbling skills. I mean, he's got such good ball handling, can make space and opportunities for himself. That's just really hard to game plan against if you're Flatirons. Now it's Utah, far side once again, trying to make the right passes. This one sent inside, quick give and go action on the far side. Not too much there, nice moves, trying to send it in, was looking for Torres Sanchez once again, couldn't find him. Flatirons had a handle on it as it is so far, brought down hard. Jacob Hunter was taken down near midfield. Well called. Ref's going to make sure he's all right. Could be one of the first offensive opportunities for Flatirons if they're able to just set something up as we approach the 15-minute mark.
Had that first free kick about 12 seconds in, but since then, yeah, we haven't seen much, and even that was a free kick that was a bit wasted by Flatirons, an opportunity they probably should have put in the box and instead of rolled it on the ground.
Yeah, and as you see there, bad pass picked off by Dominic Diaz. Now it's all Utah here. They've been performing so well, just driving this ball down the field. You can tell, even with a sort of a new team, they've been able to find the right passing lanes and give themselves opportunities, and that's something Flatirons going to try to replicate as saw Akbari go down. Been one of those guys Flatirons been trying out as of late. 47 goals, 7 assists in 27 games played in high school. You know he can do something on the offensive end, but as you see there, Flatirons lets go of that ball. This ball sent right into the gloves of Furtado Morgan.
There was a bit of rain earlier, so that ball's going to skip and travel a bit quicker on this turf. Something that the players, you have 20 minutes in warm-ups to get used to, and as the turf dries up and the wind continues to blow in from right to left here, it'll dry up and slow down, but in this first 20 minutes or so, expect the ball to just zip around, and we're seeing it early on with those long balls and balls over the top.
And that just makes some of this amazing ball handling by some of these Utah United forwards just so impressive, doing it on wet turf with a wet ball, able to navigate defenders left and right. And truly, that's, again, something that Utah's or Flatirons going to really have to game plan for as this ball's sent in well. Tim's on top of it. Pardon, that was Jacob Hunter. Found a handle on that ball. Give Flatirons another opportunity as resetting back out to Barbosa. Barbosa finds Hurdle in the back. Back to Barbosa. This one, bad kick. And a quick turnover. Torres Sanchez navigating defenders. Sanchez, well defended by Flatirons. And finding all ball, Jacob Hunter slides in and gets rid of that one on a dangerous pickoff by Torres Sanchez. But man, he is just an energizer bunny on the near side. But Utah's going to have another opportunity. Still had a lot of good happen from that early pickoff, prevented a Flatirons FC possession, and now they're going to try something on the far sideline. This one's passed inside. Give and go action. This ball sent in. Furtado Morgan on top of it. Looked like it was Lorenzo Herrera on the far side. Found his way into the penalty box. Forced a shot in, but couldn't find the angle. And Furtado Morgan on top of it. But again, Utah United able to pick off these balls early, and it's just been dominating time of possession. And not only that, they've really been able to build up possessions for themselves, despite the fact that some of these Flatirons defenders have just made some great plays all day. Jacob Hunter and Nick Barbosa in specific. So Utah once again picks it off, resets back to their goalkeeper, who hasn't really been tested too much today, Kaylor Speyer. It's on the near side. Flatirons looking to replicate what we just saw out of Torres Sanchez on his quick pickoff. Utah, again, they've thrived off of killing time and making offenses work for it all season. Besides that 5-1 blowout, it's been a lot of really close games for them. They've made sure they know how to keep time of possession in their favor when it matters most, when games start to close. They've done a great job closing a lot of these games. If anything, it's been an issue of just playing it a little too slow and not finding your offense late in games. So this ball's sent out of bounds. Utah have another chance at it. Love to see some of these Flatirons midfielders and defenders start making some more accurate passes. I think that's sort of been an issue today. I don't know if it's the wet turf or the wet ball, but I think we've seen a lot of turnovers happen in their own territory, which is never what you want to see.
Yeah, Flatirons are lucky that Utah haven't capitalized more on those mistakes in the back, especially.
So on the near side, this ball sent in and kicked away by the Flatirons defender. That one sent nearly into the goal box. So a dangerous pass inside, well defended by Flatirons. It looked like it was Jacob Hunter once again on that one.
Yeah, how many times have we said his name already in the first 20 minutes? I mean, the sliding block earlier, tracking his runner there, drew a foul in the midfield as well. So pretty good first 20 minutes for the captain of this Academy League side.
So Utah corner kick opportunity. This one sent into the box. Can't find anybody. Ball just sails past the entire group in the penalty box, and now it's far side. Gonna try it once again. Gonna switch directions. This ball into the feet of the driver. This ball headed. Furtado Morgan on top of it and just wide left of the goalpost. I think we've seen a little bit more. Fernando Hernandez has sort of been playing a utility role in this offense for Utah, which I don't think we were expecting into this one out of Cooper Hills High School. He's been important, and they're going to keep switching up with him and Torres Sanchez on the near side just to keep getting new looks. So it's a battle on this far side, kicked out by Flatirons. Utah's going to stay with it. So Utah United strikes first. Flatirons FC now has to play catch up in their final game of the season. Looking for first win, no better time than against this up and down Utah team. Try to put an exclamation point on this season. So Raf's going to talk to some players, figure out some possession. They're going to give it to the team captain on the far side. This ball, long kick out past the center field line. Flatirons again not able to keep a handle on it. Speyer almost lost his footing for a second, but able to create a clean reset. Now it's Utah once again.
I haven't seen much pressure from Flatirons in the early going. Saw maybe Troy Brown wanting to take a step there, but he didn't have the support from behind. That's the important part of this Flatirons press. The striker's in charge of it, and so if he doesn't go, the rest of the team won't follow suit. So when he steps, everyone else has to step up, and right now that's the miscommunication between the back line, midfield, and forward lines of this Iron side.
So Utah just going to play some give and go. This ball sent high up, and that's the last person you want to see with it. Torres Sanchez keeps a handle on it, one-on-one. He settles back for Fernando Hernandez. Hernandez far out, going to try it from that side. Send it to the box. Not too much there, and a foul called.
I believe the ball went over the end line first before the foul in the box. So it's a goal kick for Tata Morgan. But again, we're seeing the dangerous opportunities here for Utah United, all coming down this left side. Of course, the goal comes from the right winger, Archuleta. But other than that, really, Utah's just been hounding this left side over and over again to see where they can find opportunities and where they can find space on Barbosa, the left back for the Irons.
As you see, it's been just hounding defense, trying to get another pickoff for Utah. Like as we see there, just an ill-sent ball past midfield right into Utah. Just not much there. Avery Price was right place, right time. Now it's on the far right field. Utah can slow this down. And as we see on the near side, Fernando Hernandez just been sitting there waiting to receive that ball like we see now. He's been a unseen driver. We'll see if he ends up being an X factor on the offensive side as this ball's sent, well picked off by Hunter. This ball's sent long. It's a foot race on the left side. Flatirons finally catches up with it, and a push in the back. Not happy with that one. Utah clears it out. So a penalty kick called. On what was a push on the left side into the back of the driver.
Great run by Samim Akbari. You saw him dip down the left side. Good work with Jacob Timms as well. And Akbari laid off the pass and then got taken out, and it's because of the action after the ball, which leads to the penalty shout.
So Akbari to tie it up at 1 here in the 25th minute. What's really been the second offensive opportunity for Flatirons. They're able to get this one. It's going to mean a lot for this team to try to keep on the board. And it's Troy Brown looking for his first goal of the season on the penalty shot. Just a couple feet out.
Brown's going to have to reset the ball here. You saw Akbari step up to take it first, and then I believe a call came from the bench to let Brown take it because he is the striker on this team, needs the most confidence, so it will be Brown.
Brown, penalty kick. This one sent in, well saved. And so much support from his teammates. Kaylor Speyer makes what's really his first crucial save of the game. And what was the best opportunity for Flatirons to try to even up the scoreboard here early. Now Utah, once again, we've seen it all game, just going to pass this ball around, looking for the right play. It's just been not a whole bunch of pressure from Flatirons on Utah's side. Now, once again, foot race, right side. Able to come in and get a handle on it is Jacob Hunter. And that ball is sent out.
Back to that penalty, though, really poorly taken by Troy Brown. Has to be better. Can't kick it on the floor right to the goalie. Didn't have to do much, just dove to the ground and picked the right side. But if you're going to go down the middle, you have to lift it up at least hip height, if not chest height or higher. You can't kick it on the floor down the middle. I don't know if it was, a scuff on the ball or maybe slipped on the turf while he was going to shoot it, but 12 yards out, that should be at least a good save, lead to a rebound opportunity. Keeper should not be catching a penalty in that moment.
Yeah, that one just ill taken again. You can sort of maybe blame the wet turf, maybe blame the wet ball, that ball just didn't get the right sort of leverage on it. But I don't know, I think Samim Akbari earned that penalty shot, but I understand Troy Brown still looking for his first, but Samim Akbari's just played less time for this Flatirons team. I understand that as well, but now finally Flatirons able to pick away another ball and try to set it up in center, looking for it, and now it's back out to Brayson Webb. Webb one-on-one, sent back into center, nearly swatted away, and is. Utah United keeps it. Now navigating through midfield, Torres Sanchez. He's going to get set up on the right side. See if he receives this ball. He does. Torres Sanchez, foot race. On the far side, he gets taken down momentarily, trying to catch up with it, and he delivers a hit to the backside of Connor Calkins.
Again, we're seeing the two center backs show up for the Irons. Jake Hunter, this time it was Seth Hurdle sliding out, making a stop, and then Calkins does a good job of leveraging his body position, getting in the way of Torres in the ball, and then Torres, no choice but to go through the back of Calkins, which is an easy call for the AR who's standing right there.
Once again, these calls mean nothing if Flatirons can't find a way to create some offense. As we approach minute 30, Utah still up 1-0. Flatirons had their best opportunity just a couple minutes ago on the penalty kick taken by Troy Brown. Flatirons unable to keep a handle on the ball after that call. Now it's Utah United once again. Reset back up to Hernandez. It's just, you have to start thinking about how you want to close out this season. This Utah United team plays slow as this ball rolls nearly out of bounds, but Flatirons able to stay on top of it. But yeah, I mean, last game of the season, you've had back-to-back seasons prior where you've managed to scrounge up one win and a couple ties, and this season it just seems like you're still growing as a team, developing your players, trying to figure out where that first win lies. And now another opportunity, this time on the near side, Jacob Timms trying to catch up with it. He has one-on-one. If he chooses to take it, passes into the penalty box. This shot sent inside, and unfortunately not in the right place. That was Samim Akbari. Couldn't get to that ball in time. They had goalkeeper Speyer down on the ground and couldn't come up with it, and now it's Utah's turn. Try to do something on offense themselves, trying to catch up with it. That call not made on falling Carter Archuleta. And that one is going to be brought in as trying to catch up with that ball on the far side. Flatirons have another opportunity.
Second time where Calkins has done well to just feel the contact from behind and go down. Why risk, playing out of the back and playing through contact? If you go down, defenders are protected when shielding the ball in those moments. So love the intelligence to just go down if you feel contact from behind.
I just think with the sheer volume of offense that we've seen from Utah, you have to commend this Flatirons defense, a defense that's given up 43 goals in the season, still holding their own against some of these really, really nifty attackers. This ball's sent back over to Furtado Morgan. Seth Hurdle with it. See if he's going to deliver a long ball. Chooses to take it short. Over to Jacob Timms. Timms, bad pass outside. The throw in and coming. Utah able to pick it off. Unfortunate. Archuleta was on top of it. And now it's a one-on-one opportunity on the far side for Lorenzo Herrera. So, again, just looking at how Flatirons can avoid costly mistakes like that. Is the push coming? What looks to be Archuleta going down. So it's another opportunity for Utah United. Archuleta, rising sophomore at Snow College, 3 goals in his first season there. So he played three games for Utah. Still, it's been a critical part of this 1-0 lead. Trying to give his teammates opportunity. Penalty kick coming from that right corner of the penalty box. Setting it up. Archuleta, the kick inside. Morgan didn't have to do much there as that ball goes right, the right goal post. Thought Archuleta would try to find somebody in center, just considering how often these Utah attackers have really been able to create shots for themselves, but he just decides to take it himself and thought he could possibly sneak that one in or find someone in the process, but now it's Flatirons FC. Another chance as this defense once again shows up. And critical as a call comes in.
They're going to give a yellow to the Utah bench here. There was a conversation between the referee and Utah's right back, McKay Rogers, and then more words to the referee, so he'll head over there and hand out the yellow to the Utah United bench.
Interesting. McKay Rogers, one of those bench guys that's been pretty important for Utah throughout the season, as well as Max Schneider, who has a goal in the season. We'll probably see both of those guys enter into this game at different points. But so the call's given to the bench. Again, Flatirons gonna look for any sort of momentum if they can build them off of some of these calls that have came in as of late against Utah. Reset back. Seth Hurdle. Not too much. Give and go. Seth Hurdle, 19 years old, grad out of Wheat Ridge, 17 goals, 10 assists in his high school career. As Jacob Hunter goes down, he's holding his left ankle. Once again, foot race. Flatirons playing down one as Hunter just trying to get back on his feet. And what a nice turnover delivered on far side by Utah United. And Utah's defense been showing up all day. Haven't had to do too much as this ball's sent in well. One-on-one, kicked past goalkeeper to the left of Furtado Morgan. But not too much there. Looks like Lorenzo Herrera on the kick.
It was a good run forward by Archuleta, but I think he just needs to take more time there. You have another play on the near side in Matias Sanchez, who's wide open. There was only one Flatirons defender back. It was Barbosa for two Utah attackers. And if Archuleta, instead of taking the shot, stops, looks up, and finds Sanchez, that's an easy scoring opportunity for Utah.
Absolutely right. I think we've seen Utah slow down a little bit less defensive pressure as we see now Flatirons trying to find someone on the far side. All the way in the corner, going down hard. Ball stays in play for just a second, but man, it's a hard fall taken by Parker Brown. And they'll award the goal kick to Speyer. So Speyer, Ian Brinkerhoff, hadn't said his name too much, just mainly due to the fact that Flatirons just has not had any offensive opportunities to test him. But again, this Utah United defense, their entire D-line, two of which playing in center, Avery Price, Ian Brinkerhoff, two guys rising sophomores, one at Southern Virginia, one at Northwest Nazarene. Then Fernando Hernandez, we've seen get a little bit more involved in the offensive side as trying to catch up with it. Furtado Morgan goes way outside the goal box to make sure he can end that possession early, which he does. So, navigating through center field. Again, Flatirons looking for something. Well picked off by Utah on the far side. And then Flatirons returns the favor. Looked to be McKay Rogers. Able to get the pick off, just couldn't hold on to it for too long, but Utah's just been feasting on Flatirons right as they cross midfield. Back out for Lorenzo Herrera. Not much there. Furtado Morgan on top of it. Again, you have to make the right passes, as you see now. Challenged, looking for something in midfield, and going down is Jesse Lorenzo Herrera. Utah's going to maintain possession. Let's reset back out to Hernandez. Yeah, it's been all Utah United through 38 minutes. 1 goal scored for them. 0 for Flatirons. 7 minutes left in the half. And this has just barely been the story all seasons. Flatirons, this defense, so much talent. And we thought we would see a couple wins under their belt, but some holding happening. And a yellow card handed out to Travis Kuntz, who did a really tough grab of the jersey of Dominic Diaz.
Yeah, no doubt or yellow there from Flatirons. Just stopping the attack intentionally, always going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, you'd hope Kuntz would be a little better about silly yellow cards like that. Played over 1,000 minutes last season for Douglas County. It's all right. Utah still with all the momentum as we approach minute 40. This ball sent far side, well placed for Carter Archuleta. Archuleta tries it center. That one finds the back corner. Ulysses Alvarado Morales gets his second goal in 2 games. Pardon. Not sure who was on that one, but the cross inside was Del Valle, actually, who gets his first goal of the season. The Salt Lake Academy, 65 steals and 18 games played in his senior year there. We've seen all sorts of new players get all sorts of action for Utah United. Now 2-0 lead late in the first half for Utah United. Flatirons now really going to be playing catch up. So they're going to look to try to put one on the board here in the last 5 minutes.
Again, think back to that penalty miss by Troy Brown. Could have been 1-1, and Flatirons back in the game. Instead, send it right down the middle, right into the waiting hands of the Utah keeper in Speyer. And then from there, Utah just kept up the pressure, and eventually one was going to come for Utah. So many chances that they just continue to deliver on.
Yeah, so many chances indeed, and just so many players on this roster, despite the fact that they just didn't travel. A lot of their key attackers, everybody on this roster has been just sound all season, whether it's playing off the bench or not, as Utah, with a head full of steam, trying it, near side, Torres Sanchez right into the hands of Furtado Morgan. So Furtado Morgan makes a nice save to avoid what we saw in that game earlier in the season. 3 goals in the final 8 minutes of the first half for Utah. That was the storyline all day, as a push in the center circle by Travis Kuntz. Means Utah takes over once again. Like I just mentioned, 3 goals in final 8 minutes. Utah knows they've been really solid at the end of halves in terms of closing it out. But again, like we mentioned earlier, none of those attackers in that game on this active roster, traveling out to Colorado in this road trip. So give and go to Hernandez. Hernandez finds Torres Sanchez. Utah going to reset once again. 2 minutes left to play in this first half. See if Utah ends up being aggressive or if they just want to close out this first half with a nice first half shutout for Speyer. Well, this ball's sent up. Once again, Torres Sanchez able to catch up with it in due time. One-on-one for him. Megs the defender. Now Torres Sanchez to Hernandez. Hernandez tried to navigate a couple defenders. Flatirons was on top of it. This ball's picked off. Seth Hurdle tried to feed that ball through. Now it's Torres Sanchez once again. He's going to get all sorts of defenders on top of him. But the clear still right back into the cleats of Utah. Got to try to keep this ball in play. Flatirons does. And sent out of bounds. So a minute left for Flatirons to try to cut in to this 2-0 Utah lead. It's Avery Price on the throw-in. Pardon, not Avery Price. Jacob Timms. This ball once again. Just can't find anyone. Back out to Sprayer. So 40 seconds of play. Throw in inside. Nice move. Utah no call. Trying it, but not much there. It's Parker Brown. Ball sails over the end line nets. Corner kick opportunity to end out the half. Taking it is Timms. Timms, this one. Sent into the box. Up high. Can't find anybody. The last second attempt. Not too much there. The far side of that penalty box. We were poached. It's first half stoppage time.
Was bad contact there by Troy Brown. He caught the ball really well and got a lot of speed on it into the ground, exactly how you want a volley to go, but just didn't have the placement. Found the outside of the net rather than the inside. But not a poorly worked corner kick routine there, even though the first contact was by Utah. Flatirons did well to just continue to battle and win possession back, and Brown does it again here on the far side.
Yeah, so Brown finds the right passing lane. Just couldn't get it into the box. Kuntz on the left side. Tried to feed that ball through. He's going to settle for a throw-in to find Akbari. Akbari, there's the call for stoppage time. Only 2 goals in this first half, both going to Utah United. As Flatirons FC falls early. And we'll see if Flatirons able to get their first win of the season in this second half. We'll be back with all the action in just about 15 minutes. We're back with the second half of action here at Sturmel Stadium. My name is Holden Buckley, joined by Arnav Pokrel. Utah, 2-0 lead, thanks to new faces scoring goals for Utah United. Carter Archuleta with a goal to start us off, and then Gerald Del Valle found net a little bit before minute 40. And now we've got a game. Flatirons FC just did not have as many offensive opportunities as they wanted whatsoever, and it was sort of tough from the start, and then Utah United was able to capitalize, had a lot of shots go up, luckily only put in 2, keeping Flatirons within striking distance if they're able to find something later on. But Arnav, I mean, what we saw in that first half, I mean, it's sort of been the story all season long. Flatirons dropped 9 games straight. This is their season finale. What are you hoping to find in the last 45 minutes of Flatirons FC Academy soccer?
I mean, the first thing is play with intensity, right? Realize that this is the moment as Utah, again, get a chance forward.
Yeah, chance forward indeed. Lorenzo Herrera had it for a second. Ball just sails out.
But again, back to the point is, you know, even if you don't win this game, can you walk away with something positive like you have in some academy games in the past? Keep it close, keep it within distance. Of course, talk about that missed penalty as much as we can. Forget about it now. You know, you miss a penalty, okay, so what? You're still down 2-0, and you know you can get chances going forward.
Absolutely right. It's Archuleta and Herrera on the near side. Herrera had a touch on it. This ball cleared out well, going up for it, and taking a hard fall. That's going to get a call. Not sure who exactly went down there.
Looks like Avery Price, the player who went down, just landed on the tailbone area. Of course, don't want to land there, so he looks to walk it off.
And Utah still a couple games remaining. They play their penultimate game versus the Switchbacks on July 14th, so a lot of rest for them, and their next game isn't until mid-August. So, I mean, you of course don't want to see any injuries whatsoever, but yeah, Avery Price went up high to try to contest that ball. Went down hard, but luckily Utah holds on to possession for him as this ball sent into no man's land. On top of it is Max Schneider, the few players who's scored a goal so far this season. This ball out of bounds.
Again, the important thing is here, Utah came in with 6 substitutions today, so have to be aware of who's playing and how long they're playing for, because you don't have the complete bench of options. You've got to be a bit more careful about substitutions and who's coming in, who's coming out, especially as you gain control in this game and maybe put a couple more in if you're Utah. Put on the substitutes, let them get some experience as well.
Absolutely right. Utah able to take it away, put themselves in scoring position once again. Be looking at far side attacker as contested well on the far side. That was Christian Pelayo. Not too much there. So sending it back in. It's Pelayo. It's Archuleta. Archuleta goes for the long one. That one sails high.
Pelayo's a player that Flatirons have been wanting to just get back into the swing of things. Played indoor for Boulder United, just wanting to get him minutes on the outdoor field in 11s and get him back to full strength as well.
Absolutely right. So if you're looking for something to do after the game, the fun doesn't end when the game does. Keep the energy rolling at Lucky Strike with friendly competition on the lanes, heated matchups in the arcade, and delicious bites made for sharing. Ice-cold drinks all under one roof. Whether you're celebrating or just keeping the night going, the good vibes are always rolling on the lanes at Lucky Strike. Round up the crew and head over for the ultimate night out.
Saw Furtado Morgan get fouled there as he tried to release the ball up the field. It's a bit dangerous from him at the back, but again, just took the contact, won the foul. Simplest thing you can do as a defender, go down when you feel contact from behind, because 90% of the time you'll get that call, especially if there's enough for you to go down.
Absolutely right. The long boot all the way for Akbari. Akbari couldn't catch up to it in time. Speyer, goalkeeper, on top of it. But a nice long boot. I'm curious if we'll see a little bit more of that, or if Flatirons are going to try to be a little bit more methodical, as now it's one-on-one. That one kicked up. It's going to go into the back of the net, but a foul is called. Offside is called. Free kick benefiting Flatirons. And a good break for Furtado Morgan, as he went all the way up to the front edge of the penalty box trying to contest that shot by Archuleta.
I think Furtado Morgan knew that it was offside. He didn't really look too interested in the contact and was okay with the ball going in the back of his net because he knew he'd get the call eventually. But again, both teams now going a bit longer. Flatirons using the pace of Akbari up top and Archuleta doing the same for Utah.
Absolutely right. This kick sails left to the goalpost, but the long shot on the far side, unable to find the back of the net, and Furtado Morgan can take his second sigh of relief here as we about 5 minutes into this second half of action. So it's been tough to find passing lanes for Flatirons. This defense has been pretty solid so far, but like we just saw, some ill-timed passes as another offside is called.
And just over-eager there by Utah's front man, Jesse Herrera, trying to get a step on the back line. That's done well in terms of containing Herrera.
It's Timms on the near side. He gets one-on-one, gets sort of forced all the way back into the corner, takes a man down. He goes down too. He's going to let him play on. Not too much contact as both Timms and his defender take a tumble. Utah going to hold on to possession. It just seems like every time Flatirons makes a solid defensive play, they send that ball right back to Utah United. And I think, once again, been the story all season. As we see here, a nice, well-placed ball to Archuleta. Archuleta in space, going up for it. Furtado Morgan got a hand on it, prevented what could have been an easy goal for Archuleta, as Furtado Morgan was way up in that box. And Flatirons FC escapes once again. Like we mentioned, those nice defensive plays just roll right into turnovers. But Furtado Morgan makes probably what's been the play of the game so far for Flatirons. As he puts his right hand up, gets contact on that ball, as it was pretty on target.
Yeah, really well done. Positions himself really well there. Comes out, makes himself big. Of course, you have to stop the ball from going low and then keep your hands high, and Furtado Morgan does exactly that.
So it's one-on-one. In center, Archuleta. That one passed out. Ball goes way too high. That was a Logan Gubler. Those bench attackers that, again, just hasn't seen too much action on this Utah team that just has so much talent on the attacking side of the ball. But yeah, Utah's going to keep testing some of these bench pieces, making sure everybody gets a good chance. As now, head full of steam for Akbari. Akbari 1-on-2, see if he can navigate it. Akbari's going to try it. First time, blocked well and defended. Akbari takes a man down. So that was defended incredibly well by Utah, able to bring two guys onto Akbari on his really long running lane that he just could not get a shot off. But again, opportunities like that aren't going to come too often, few and far between. But Flatirons once again forces another Utah offside.
It's been a couple of times now. Really good leadership on the back line. You, of course, add another experienced player in Pelayo back there who can read off of Hurdle and Jake Hunter, the two center backs. So you're seeing that line step a bit higher because they can take those risks in this second 45. And again, back to that chance, Akbari. We've seen the pace show up now. The question is, can the Irons continue to take advantage of that pace and find ways forward and find an opportunity for him to get into those running lanes.
This ball's lofted far side out to Parker Brown. Haven't said his name too much. He's going to deliver the throw in. Inside. Once again, just right into the feet of Utah. That Utah D-line has done great at just tracking down these balls, and Flatiron's able to keep a handle on it for now. It's Timms gets his ball stolen. Utah trying to set it up. Good opportunity for Lorenzo Herrera. Passes inside. Tried to get it off was Archuleta. Well defended again by this back line for Flatirons. They've escaped time and time again. That was Pelayo that was in there making a difference off the bench. Jacob Hunter kicks this ball into the center circle, finds a teammate. Seen a lot of those balls just sort of get lost in the sauce as Utah once again picks this one off. And a tough interior battle. Archuleta gets a little too physical. Free kick coming for Flatirons.
Another opportunity to just push numbers forward, get some control in the attacking half, something Flatirons haven't done too much of in this game.
This one sent in well, kicked up, a lot of space. See if they can turn around here. Didn't try anything too crazy. And ball just turned over once again. Not much action there as now we're heading down the other side, near side. Archuleta trying to catch up with it. He gets a little bit of pickpocketed, but that ball sails out. Now Utah, another opportunity on offense. We haven't seen as many of those sort of switches happening on their drivers on the outside. Utah's just taken a very tame approach, as they've sort of done all season when facing opponents like Flatirons. But now it's a one-on-one opportunity. Defended well by Flatirons and trying to keep this ball in play, unable to. It was Seth Hurdle. Got a foot on it to send it out of bounds. Utah maintains possession.
Seeing a couple more substitutes for Utah as well. Digging into that 6-player bench they had coming into today.
I know we've seen McKay Rogers, Max Schneider, and Logan Gobler check into this game, but again, all the new faces are good for this Utah team that's just been full of energy through 60 minutes. So a whole bunch of new faces for Utah as the throw-in comes from the far side. This one delivered. It's Archuleta. Archuleta powering through. He's going to have to settle and find his teammate on the far side. The call comes in. So Utah earns the free kick. It's going to be a test for Furtado Morgan once again. He's been having to do a lot to help out this defense. Just all these offensive opportunities from Utah just have came pouring in. Been very difficult to stop. Flatirons defense has done a good job. It's just been a tough break considering their offense hasn't found too much action through what we saw, a corner kick that just didn't end up going anywhere. A couple drives were stopped by Utah's talented defense, and then that just disastrous penalty kick by Troy Brown just didn't end up capitalizing on that. So Flatiron's going to continue playing catch-up through the last 30 minutes of their season. Again, we'll see what kind of switches they make with this attacking line if they want to try to see if anybody new can get some action. But finally seeing something on the near side. One-on-one, player goes down. It's going to stay with Flatirons on the goal kick. No, pardon. Turned over. Utah United earns the goal kick. I guess it was a little too much contact on the left side. Tough break for Connor Calkins. Thought he might have had something there. So this ball's sent to far side. Flatirons finally being aggressive, earning the turnover. Bad pass. Gonna have to fight for it once again. Navigating defenders and just runs into a wall. Flatirons earns the free kick.
So again, we saw this, 20 seconds into the game, Flatirons had a free kick from a similar area outside of the penalty box and a little bit off center. That one was played on the ground by Jacob Timms. We'll see if Flatirons can do a bit better here in terms of finding an option in the box.
We'll see who ends up taking this one. They're going to talk about it. Timms and Hunter over there. Looking like Timms cedes to his teammate. Back to Timms. Unable to keep anything on it, but ball sails out. Flatiron's going to keep possession.
Saw Timms and Hurdle try to work something out there. A little set piece by design. Timms runs over it, then receives a second pass, but a good read by Utah to see it all the way through as it developed.
It's a corner kick for Timms. Hurdle there as well. See the give and go. Timms, his pass pickpocketed. Utah trying to keep a handle on it if they can. Pelayo fighting hard to let Flatirons have another opportunity. This one sails in. Not too much there. Ball finds Pelayo once again. Looking for just an easy reset, which he does. Back to Furtado Morgan. Now it's Hunter. Hunter is playing a great game so far on the defensive side. Just came in and swept up a lot of these loose balls, preventing some of these opportunities for Utah, and they've had plenty, two of which giving them that 2-0 lead. As we approach minute 63 of this one, Flatirons wrapping up their season at home. Got to be grateful for that, and some in front of friends and family. This 10-game regular season hasn't gone their way, but still a lot of young guys, long careers ahead of them, and a lot of promise. So we're finally seeing a little bit of action. See if Timms can catch up with it. Timms grows cross court. This one fired and misfired by Flatirons. Could have been a majestic shot. Minute 63 in center. Just can't end up connecting. It's a tough break. So Calkins coming out of the game. See who comes in for him. That cross shot into the net was probably the best opportunity Flatirons have had since early in this game. But now it's Hunter. Hunter sends one up. That ball way out to the back right corner.
Hunter missed it so badly that it spun out of bounds. It's actually a throw-in for Utah, which is probably a best-case scenario because Flatirons can now push numbers forward, try and trap Utah in that far corner as well.
Yeah, it was Troy Brown once again in the penalty box, looking to receive that pass inside from Timms. Just couldn't convert once again. We'll see if he gets another opportunity later in this game to try to right that wrong, but as Hunter's trying to catch up with it, he finds Timms. Pardon, that's Dominic Molika. Checked into the game. This ball sent up once again. Catching up with it is Parker Brown. And a tough hit from behind. Delivering it is James Jensen. Flatirons, again, going to keep control.
It's important here that Flatirons continue to just hang on to possession, possess the ball, move it around, try and just gain some sort of foothold in this game because, again, just missing opportunity after opportunity when opportunities are so few and far between is not going to work out in favor of a team that's just looking to end the season on a high note.
Yeah, it's this game that just feels so important just to feel like you've created some success this season. A lot of these guys going to continue their collegiate careers next season. You learn a lot from seasons like this, and I think Flatirons has sort of faced that firsthand. It's been tough ups and downs for sure. Not starting off this season, they had a couple closer games and then just have had a pretty tough skid, and it's been tough. They've kept games close. Some games have just been too out of reach. But again, a lot of these guys, productive high school careers, productive college careers so far. Team that's hasn't found a multiple win season since 2023. But each year it's going to switch up, and each year you learn from the season prior and you try to make the right decisions. I think we'll see a lot more solid action from this academy team in the coming years, as fighting for it on the far side is Flatirons. Call comes in. It's going to stay with them. Through about 67 minutes of action, Utah holds on to their 2-0 lead after a couple opportunities from Flatirons in recent minutes, unable to connect. The throw in by Troy Brown. Timms able to escape for the time being. Timms makes a nice pass out to Hunter that gets intercepted. Hunter has just been playing so tough. Abayeta, that ball escapes him, and now it's a foot race for Archuleta. Archuleta playing one-on-one. Archuleta loses the ball for a second, tries to go back in, trips what looked to be Seth Hurdle. Flatirons earns the free kick. Seth Hurdle got tripped up. Archuleta's been playing a really physical game since the start, and I think it's really worked out. It's really did a number on this Flatirons defense. They've had to game plan for him all day as Timms goes down hard from behind. Timms took a really tough hit, earning another free kick. They've been beaten and bruised this game, a very physical Utah United team. What's their final couple games of the season? So far side of the field. Inside, Timms facing trouble. He settles back. Back out to Pelayo, still in the game. You'd hope he stays involved in these final 20 minutes. Try to put Flatirons on the board. And outside, Troy Brown. Troy Brown sends one into the box. So, for these final couple minutes in Arnav, who are you looking at to possibly try to put up Flatirons' 6th goal of the season, if anybody, in the waning part of this game?
Well, I think it's just going to come off of moments like this where Flatirons can pick up the ball in transition, move. I mean, you'd like to see Brown get on the score sheet after he missed the penalty, gain some confidence back in his abilities, but at this point, you'll take anyone to score for Flatirons. It's been a different smattering of goal scorers this year as Utah win a free kick and Hunter a little bit of gamesmanship to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, Hunter just did not want to get rid of that one. And faces a little bit of chippiness by Utah, who once again still hold on to this 2-0 lead. Again, anything can happen at this level. You hope Flatirons can find a couple more opportunities, but right now Flatirons able to earn another free kick. Utah's sort of been stifled in the offensive category for most of this second half. It's just sort of been nothing really exciting about their offense, but defense been making the right plays. Physicality all game has been crucial. And Utah, we haven't mentioned this too much today. They have a chance to compete in the playoffs in a couple months if they're able to work up these standings. I mean, they've played a couple more games than some of their Mountain Division rivals, but still their season is far from over. Unlike Flatirons, who, like we mentioned, playing in their season finale. Utah only 5 points behind the top seed in the Mountain Division. Still with 3 games left to play. Wins like today's could come in crucial as the season winds down. So Flatirons, corner kick opportunity. Timms is going to take it. And we see Troy Brown in the box, as well as Aveda. Some of his teammates, Seth Hurdle in there as well. This ball sent in, caught well by Sprayer. So Kaylor Sprayer, rising sophomore at Snow College, just has not seen a lot of testing today, as a tough hit in center. And the yellow card handed out for a really tough blow to Utah United's Ryder Magnuson. And a free kick for Utah. It's been physical. Both teams playing their hearts out. But Magnuson went up high for that one, taking down a little bit lower than the refs would like. Means Utah gets a shot on offense once again. Flatirons takes it away for the time being. Trying to catch up with it is Akbari. Doesn't get to it in time. Utah holds on to it for now. The long kick all the way out. Utah takes control on the left side of the field. Switching it up. Ball sent to no man's land and out of the end line. So we've seen some of these players that have checked in, already trying to make a difference. James Jensen, one of those attackers that's playing at 100%. Utah looking for something down center. Flatirons on top of it for the time being. His ball still loose. Pelayo got a handle on it. It's going to be cleared far out. Trying to catch up with it as Akbari. Akbari's not going to get to it before Spayer puts his hands on it. 17 minutes of action remaining. Can't imagine we'll have too much stoppage time at the end of this one, as both teams sort of just been nonstop since this second half started. Some fighting for this ball. Pelayo in coverage, couldn't get to it. But now, finally a pickoff. Could mean an opportunity for Flatirons, but Troy Brown just couldn't catch up to it in time.
Yeah, you'd like to see the midfield just move a bit slower there for Flatirons. Find the passes, make the easy passes, rather than going for the 30, 40-yard ball on the ground to Brown, who is well outstretched. Now you can waste time if you're Utah up by 2 with 15 minutes to go. Just eat the clock out.
I mean, I think we understand that Utah is going to be taking this one a lot slower these last 15 minutes. A lot of new guys checked in. They're going to trust in their defense, and Flatirons just has to start making the right passes, has to start slowing down these midfielders, like you said. Create an attacking lane, because I feel like so much of their offense has came on these long, long kicks that players like Timms and Akbari have had to catch up to. Then they just force themselves into 1-on-2 situations that are just really, really difficult to navigate. Expecting your players to do a lot themselves. But it's a throw in on the far side. Utah's going to keep possession, fighting through it. This kick out of the range of Furtado Morgan, but luckily off target. Flatiron survives on that long kick. Took Furtado Morgan a second to find that ball, but once again, it's a sigh of relief in the last game of the season. Every time you find yourself in positions like that, you're only down 2. But like I mentioned earlier, sending that ball up seems like it's always just gone in favor of Utah. Those 50-50 balls just have not benefited Flatirons whatsoever. Not too much there. Nice pass to James Jensen. Jensen tries to battle through it. He loses that ball for a second, forces Jacob Hunter out of bounds, and gets the call. Yeah, James Jensen, despite his limited playing time today, he's played so aggressive, using his size to his advantage. And Utah, right after the throw and get control back again, and the push from behind by Hunter goes uncalled. Timms has possession. Timms needs to look for a pass, able to get it off. Dominic on top of it. Yellow card comes in. Yellow card issued to Utah, and then again, you hope that's not too little too late. Hoping Flatirons can assemble something of substance within these last 13 minutes. It's the kick from Hunter, given all the way out into the center circle. Back to Hunter. Hunter takes it himself. Hunter, nice footwork to get a little bit closer, makes the nice pass out to Timms. And Timms just couldn't keep a handle on that ball. Didn't know if he saw that sideline approaching. If he could just made one turn a little bit sooner, he could have had at least some sort of route to the net. But now it's a throw-in coming for Utah. This one finds Jensen. Jensen pickpocketed by Hunter. And now it's Hunter with a head full of steam. Utah thought they had it for a second. Now finally opportunity for Flatirons to try to set up their offense. Going to play keep away for the time being. Pelayo far side. Pelayo nearly gets tripped up. He sends this one into the box. Well defended by Utah. Another opportunity for Flatirons if they're able to get it off. This one sent in. Well defended. Speyer makes the save. Utah needs to start thinking about clearing out this ball. 2 opportunities from Flatirons come up short. Pelayo fighting for it on the far side. He was able to keep possession for himself as that ball hit it out of bounds. And a misplaced ball. Well taken care of by Utah.
Couple of really good moments there for Flatirons. Possessing, moving the ball around in the attacking half, winning the ball back in the attacking half, moving players forward. Pelayo with an excellent couple of chances to win possession up ahead, play a ball across, and we've seen Speyer come up big there a couple of times now.
Yeah, now that Speyer's been tested, you sort of see what he brings to this Utah team. 4-year varsity letter winner in high school, all-region team in high school, 6'1", 170. He's been a consistent force through the 5 games he's played in. And like many of his teammates, he's going to be continuing his collegiate career along with Carter Archuleta at Snow College, both of them sophomores there. So it's Flatirons now reaching that 10 minutes left. This is the point where you just, if you want to keep your energy up, you got to find something to get excited about. As Hunter puts this one up Not too much there. Abeta throwing for him. Inside. Troy Brown gets a head on it. Abeta goes up and takes a tough fall.
It was under his own teammate, though, so it's not a foul.
Yeah, now it's James Jensen. Had a really nice handle on it until Furtado Morgan came all the way out to the penalty box to contest that shot. Could have been real dangerous. Furtado Morgan sends it inside. Flatirons gets a handle on it. And now this is the moment. Timms outside. Trying to battle through. Keller Creer checked into the game. This one sent in for Timms. Timms gets met with a hard hit by Utah. Now Utah with a chance at it. James Jensen gets the offside. Seen that a couple times with James Jensen just getting a little too ahead of himself. So Utah and Flatiron's season finale on the road lead 2-0 as we're reaching about 9 minutes left of play.
Wouldn't expect too much stoppage time, honestly. We've had a pretty quickly moving second half. Just a couple of short stoppages for fouls, but maybe minute or two max so far, unless we see something drastic happen here in the later stages.
Yeah, it's been nonstop, but Utah able to get a nice interception. It's Archuleta taking it himself. Pelayo on top of it. Goes back to Furtado Morgan. It was Hernandez. Had a lot of steam there. Again, a little bit dangerous for Flatirons. Utah just looking to put the dagger in this game. What if they can? Some tells me they'll keep it slow as Flatirons just keeps trying to look for their final couple of possessions. So far side of the field. I think we've seen what Utah just does so much better is they're just great at understanding the pacing of each of their possessions. I think that's just been such a strong thing. Every time they think they might have an opportunity, they do such a good job at resetting at the right moments, understanding and reading this defense. I think Flatirons could take a note out of their book and just slow it down when they get possession. Instead of just sending it deep, you have to start thinking about, all right, what are we going to see on defense? Which guys do we want to get set out on the wings? It's been tough. Utah's just done that at such a high level in this game. I think as we reach later part of these games, Utah, like I mentioned earlier, has done a great job closing out games in most cases, and I think it's going to be tough. Flatiron's going to have to start playing a little bit more aggressively on defense, trying to get a steal and bring it the other way, but you definitely don't want to see a drive inside. Pelayo on it. Furtado Morgan makes the nice save. He gets on top of this ball in due time.
Well worked by this back line. Again, good communication, moving players off really well, and
then again, that's where you see just those kicks out haven't helped Flatirons too much. Jacob Hunter, right place, right time. Makes the right move, well cleared by Utah. Finds Archuleta. Archuleta, far side, this ball rolls out of bounds. They're going to keep it with Utah. Flatirons thought they had it for a second. Whistle comes in. So with 6 minutes left to play, like Arnov mentioned, probably not a whole bunch of stoppage time. This Academy team wrapping up their regular season against Utah United, a formidable foe within USL Mountain Division. This is first game of a triple header. See the women's teams as well as the League Two teams face off for both these respective teams. So very much not the end of the soccer day, and make sure to tune into those games. Pelayo able to keep that ball from going out of bounds. Now Flatirons, what could be the final possessions of the game, ceded away to Utah. This ball well placed far side. It's Dylan Childs. Childs tries to send it inside. Nothing much there. It's Timms looking for it, couldn't find it. Ball popcorning around near side. James Jensen puts a handle on it, and Utah able to once again maintain control. We'll see them play hot potato until they get challenged by Flatirons. Brinkerhoff sends this one sky high, but rolls out of bounds.
Again, things just slow down. Maybe one last moment for Flatirons to try and just get something, right? That's what you're looking for. End of the season, down by 2. Can you find one opportunity that looks good, that you get on goal, and find in the back of the net so you don't get shut out in the last game of the year?
Yeah, that would mean a lot for this young team. A lot of these guys probably going to return next summer, looking to learn from season with its ups and downs. Timms trying to catch up with it. Get a nice steal. He just couldn't power through that one. Hunter is going to try to establish possession through contact. Hunter goes down. Call comes in. It's going to stay with Flatirons. Yeah, I would say if you're looking at this defense, looking at MVP of the game, it has to be Jacob Hunter. I mean, he's just been all over the field on defense. I mean, we haven't said Calkins, Barbosa, or Hurdle's name too much today, but it's always been Hunter, team captain, making the most of it. So Utah gets another offsides. Another opportunity for Flatirons, if they can take it. Pelayo's going to start with it. He finds far side. Ball goes too long and out of bounds. So a couple passes for Utah. On the defensive side, they're going to look to continue this defensive heater they've been on all day. They want to deliver. Nice shutout to end their June month of play. On the near side, passing it around, was looking, I believe, for James Jensen, but couldn't find him. So if Utah United able to close this one out without letting Flatirons score, it'll be their second shutout of the season. They tied Albion SC 0-0, so it'll be their first shutout win of the season, and it could not come at a better time as they jump up in the standings with a win today, up to the top 2. To be fair, they've played, this will be their 8th game played. A lot of those academy teams sitting at only 5 or 6 games played, but still a strong achievement in the latter half of the season, especially when you're not traveling a lot of your team out for this Colorado road trip. Minute 30 left of regular time. And sliding in for that one, going down what looked like a little funky, was number 15, Gubler. Tried to go down to keep that ball in play for Utah, and looks like he had something happen with his leg there on his slide.
Yeah, we'll keep it just off the frame here, but he immediately went down, started grabbing that left leg. So hopefully just a cramp or a slight tweak as he is able to get back up and walk it off. So it's a good sign for Utah.
Absolutely a good side. All these bench pieces are crucial, especially on these road trips. Luckily, this is really a deep, deep Utah team. As a call comes in, Flatirons last breath for them as we near 90 minutes of time played. Would mean a lot for this team to put one up in the final minutes. If not, you understand that this is a developmental league, and each of these seasons you learn a lot from. But the corner kick from Timms, sent into the box, and Speyer put both his hands on that one. Utah clears it out. We've reached stoppage time. We'll see how much there is. Utah keeps a handle on it for now. Troy Brown had it for a second. We'll see when the refs decide to call this game. Utah to James Jensen. Jensen one-on-one with Pelayo. He just decides to give this one in to Furtado Morgan. Flatirons can maybe assemble one more possession if they are timely. Furtado Morgan sends this one out. Timms on top of it. And just too many bodies for Timms to try to navigate through. Speyer establishes control.
Yeah, really well done by Avery Price there. Through contact, got a header up and back into the path of Speyer, and now the other way.
Now Utah looking to deliver the dagger in stoppage time. This one shot in, back right corner. That's it. Utah United on a gorgeous shot in stoppage time rips out the hearts of Flatirons. Arat Rodriguez gets his first of the season.
Yeah, really well done by Rodriguez. Taken well, brought it down under his control, took a touch in his space and fired it home. Furtado Morgan stepped out, but nothing he could do about that one.
Possibly the last thing you're looking for to end your season, but it only fits, and we'll see when the refs decide to call this game. I almost want to say that they're given a little too much time in stoppage. Should probably end thinking about calling this one sooner. I really didn't think that we had too much stoppage time throughout the game. It felt pretty nonstop. So 3 new goal scorers for Utah to add to this stacked lineup of young players. Archuleta, DeValle, and Rodriguez all get on the board. Utah is going to take this one away for the time being. About 2 minutes 30 into stoppage time. Hunter catches up with it and forces it out of bounds. So everybody's sort of looking at the ref, seeing when they're going to call this game. So Hunter, throw-in comes in, headed up. Timms has it for now, and again, just a late injury. It's looking like, I'm not 100% sure who went down there. It looks like Parker Brown grabbing his left ankle, and man, you just gotta hope they call this game soon. There's no reason for an injury like that to happen this late into a game. Parker Brown gets back on his feet. He is just putting weight on that ankle, arguing with the ref just a bit. He's still grabbing it, feeling it out. We'll see if he's able to walk on his own weight. Just a little bit of a limp for him. So the long kick into Flatirons territory. And they'll call game. Flatirons FC falls 0-3 to Utah United in their final game of the season. And Utah moves to 3-2-3. Really solid season they've put together. 2 more games for them. They face their penultimate game versus the Switchbacks at Widener Field on July 14th. Moves them up to second in Mountain Division. Only 1 point behind Albion SC. Looking to string together a couple wins in their final games of the season. Arnav, any good takeaways from this game? Things that Flatirons should look into for next season and what you're hoping to see from them?
I mean, again, the big thing is growth. Get players ready for the upcoming fall, whether they're going to college, whether they're playing in high school in the upcoming season. So just keep players healthy, I think, is the main thing. And, of course, play as hard as you can for as long as you can. I mean, it's hard to take away positives from a 3-0 loss, but I think Jake Hunter, for the better majority of the game, was Flatiron's best player on the field, and a good way for him to continue to develop as he goes back to CNCC in the fall as well.
Absolutely right. Jacob Hunter, this defense performed well all season. But on behalf of Arnav Pokrel, our entire crew here at Flatirons FC, my name is Holden Buckley, and we'll say so long from Sturmel Stadium. Flatirons falls 0-3 in the season finale.